All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 148, Clash of the Podcast. Sean is somewhere flying overhead, probably in first class, wondering what's a peasant like Conrad doing tonight. He's recording Clash of the Podcast still, Sean. I see that you're in the chat. I have to mess with you. This is episode 148. I know people are going to expect us to talk about Night of Champions. I kind of want to talk about the events surrounding Night of Champions, and that's about it, really. We got Raw talk. Raw just went off the air. If you're here in the U.S., we'll talk about it. There's the highs, the lows, the hoopties. You know how it goes. So we'll get into all of that and more. All In is next week. Listen, next week, you thought Clash got counter booked this week. Wait till you see the counter booking that goes on that weekend, because I put the graphic together. And there are 5 shows in one graphic. And I was like, and some of them are small. And I was like, dude, I don't know if we can cover all of this in one show. This is going to be nuts. I'll have to get with Sean about that and what we're going to be doing for next week. But there's a lot going on for it. Did I miss anything, Beach? We're going to talk MLP. We're going to talk news, a little AEW, a smidge of New Japan and TNA.
Yeah. Right now, for anybody who's audio, this is your first time hearing me. This obviously isn't Sean. Visual, hey. In homage to Hubs, drop that thing.
Big welcome to everyone who's in here, man. I got to show some love and get some comments in. Appreciate all of you guys. Ray Thompson with the happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Ray, I hope you had a great weekend, my friend.
Absolutely.
You guys were a little early. XGW was right behind you early as well, saying, yo, what's good? What's good? Ray said, Night of Champions delivered for me. I thought it was an awesome show. Orton versus Cody and Punk Cena were 2 of my favorite WWE matches this year. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. I thought the crowd was great as well. Rhea versus Raquel exceeded my expectations. I'm glad you enjoyed, Ray. Clown says, evening, everyone. What's up, Clown? Much appreciated. We got a super chat in here. Shout out to Joel, man, leaving us the $1 super chat. Thank you, good sir. It is much, much, much appreciated. Thank you.
Yes.
Jumping back up, we have Matt Lopez, a.k.a. M. Leezy for Sheezy. He says, hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a good Monday and had a good weekend and Monday. Let's kick this week off with 2 of the aces in our pro wrestling community. Thank you, good sir. Thank you.
I don't know if I've earned that title, but I'll wear it this week.
We'll call you a super junior. There we go.
There we go.
That works. Doug says, another Monday, another clash. Conrad, BJ, chat, teach me. I should do the Disco Inferno for that emoji. That's something I won't. Because Big Show farted on Disco Inferno and he did nothing. So sorry, I have to take that jab anytime I can. I felt like I was watching Monday Night Raw commercial break tonight. Ew, not good.
Yes, there were a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. We're gonna talk about New Japan, Matt. I promise you. All In. If Beach wants to get into a little bit of it, I'm sure we will. Hub says, what up, everyone? Y'all hold it down for your boy Hub. I'll see everyone next week. I'm currently on my way back home. Peace and blessings, everyone. Appreciate you, Hubs.
Safe travels, man.
Yeah, for sure. We'll put up your stuff popping in the chat right now. James from the Pro Wrestler Shoe said Muhammad was a plant for Punk. I mean,
who else you know with a SmackDown hat?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. Next week is going to be wild. Absolutely. Also, the best BJ I've seen on YouTube. Pause. No play. That is.
Right.
Yes,
play.
That's right. Quills is in the house. He says he's back again to enjoy episode 148, the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast. BJ, welcome back to the Clash, brother. Good to see you, bro.
Good to hear from you too. Thank you for welcoming me. This is actually my first Clash that I've been on here with. Sean's been consistent. But not my first time on the channel. But thank you.
Yeah, no, Beej is everywhere. He's in a lot of videos, actually. If you go back, even in the old days, you'll see BJ pop up. T-Ferg says, what up, gents? Did I see MJF in an MLW ring? You did, T-Ferg. Popping up with the Mystico mask. By the way, I've been playing the Mystico theme in the background. Shout out to BJ for the shorts, by the way. BJ got me like dedicated to doing one short a week now. And I was like, I played that, and now all of my ads are in Spanish and YouTube. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. It was awesome. Worth it. I love this song. Awesome. Could there be an AEW MLW partnership in the future? Beej, I'll let you go first on that.
I do not see how MJF showed up there without there being at least light talks. You might get a spot here and a spot there. It might not be to the level of like New Japan and AEW or anything like right now, but I think over time we are going to see again, like we had before a couple years ago, a more united front against the WWE. As
where's Derek? He must be telling you to say it like that. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, why would MLW trust them? Number one, I know they got 20 million allegedly ish, 20 million ish, maybe after they had to pay their lawyer, but they got that money from WWE. I don't see why they would trust them fully. They already work with CMLL on a bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
The partnership makes sense to me. And I think this was kind of Tony saying, I'm sorry that I took MJF and all these people from you, but I had more that I could offer them. Basically, oh my goodness, Court Bauer is the one who runs MLW. He had contracts that stated you could work anywhere but WWE. Well, when AEW started, you didn't say I couldn't work AEW, and that's what
right.
Then you didn't say I could. You said I could go to TNA if I got signed. You didn't say anything about if I went to AEW. So that's how they were able to get some talent. Yeah. Listen, the talent taking is a dirty game sometimes, and it's got to happen though, because when they need to freshen, they're going right to the places where they know the talent is. Quill says Night of Champions was either a 5 or 6 for me. Woo. We'll get into it. CJ. E, much appreciated. Conrad, I don't have a better dance emoji than the disco guy. Yeah. Now all I need is some bad wrestling opinions, and we'll have a great podcast going on over here. Let me see.
Don't look at me for that.
I got jokes all day for Disco Inferno, all day. It helps that both partnerships already have partners in CMLL and New Japan. Touche, Matt.
A friend of my friend.
You, BJ, couldn't have said it better, my friend. Couldn't have said it better. Let's get into, I guess let's talk Raw first tonight. I don't have many graphics for it.
Okay.
We'll just run down the pictures here of what happened. Rhea Ripley. This one's for Rob. The insistence of Triple H pushing Rhea Ripley is detrimental to the health of the show. Like, I don't know why.
This was lazy. I audibly said out loud, lazy. Lazy booking because in what world does the champion come out and challenge the random challenger just because of popularity? Like, if there was the reason she was under her skin or something like that, it doesn't happen. They could have had any kind of match to qualify. They could have had the champion saying that they wanted to elevate women on the roster, so giving someone new a chance and showcase any kind of thing. This was lazy. This was lazy writing and lazy booking, in my opinion.
Matt Lopez chimes in and says WWE apparently remembered they had an all-women's pay-per-view in a week and they had to fill the card.
Yeah. And, it's nothing against Io Sky or Rhea. That was an incredibly lazy way to make that match happen.
Yeah, it also felt weird because hasn't she beaten Rhea a bunch of times? Like, how is this challenging yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like awkward. It's awkward.
Yeah, she had to come out and say, as champ, that means I'm the best. well, that means I need to beat the best and beat you, even though I've already done that.
Yeah, little awkward they got into it. Is it the best match they could probably do right now? Maybe. At least on that brand.
Potentially. I mean, unless you want to be, I don't know, creative.
And come up with something. What do you mean? They got a battle royal they announced tonight.
Oh, yeah. I
Big
mean,
battle royal.
They could have had tonight. They could have had the gauntlet match, and the winner faces the champion. You know, I don't know.
Hey, what do you know? But that wasn't happening, brother.
Given how much they like to creep in on things AEW's doing with 2 gauntlet matches coming up in a week or so, you think they might have jumped the gun and got one in first.
I have a theory on why they ran the finish to that pay-per-view as well. I don't think it was just done just because. I think it was, yeah, now you guys do it and see if people are tired of it.
Yeah.
Just saying. So now if I'm them, I'm like, do we pivot or do we not pivot? That's you know what I mean?
You asking about if AEW should pivot?
No, I'm talking about from like we know the finish was going to be that big Avengers style. I call it the Avengers ending, like WrestleMania 40. So do you do that now, or do you say, nah, we're not doing that? But I think it's too perfect to not do it.
It's too perfect. It's too perfect.
Yeah, because that's what they've done every single time. It's just now I think you have to do it better. You have to say, you know what? Let's be crazy. What can't they do that we can do?
A lot.
Right. Rhea Hogan, cut it out, James. I know he's messing with me trolling. James is the ultimate troll for those that don't know. Like, I'm not falling for this. Cut it out. They could have done Io versus Asuka. Could have. But you wanted to book someone. You're focused on SummerSlam with that. You've already kind of sailed that ship too. When you're booking those contender matches that you think people forget, instead of going month to month to figure out what you're going to do with the shows. Challenge for the championship title, BJ. Who could have ever booked that? Too confusing.
Yeah, right. But, you know, for heaven's sake, we can't have more wrestling on our 2.5-hour show.
Yeah. Quill says that he thinks it's lazy and predictable. Like, I'm always going to be on the predictable. Doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's bad.
I'm fine with that. It depends on how often you're predictable. I think that plays a factor too.
And sometimes it's good to be predictable because then when it's like, I got you. Kind of like Hangman winning. Like, listen, you heard me. Will Ospreay's going to win. Ospreay's going to do this. And he's going to go to all.
I thought it too.
Remember last year? Swerving him as well. Oh, I'm like, oh, yeah, Ospreay's going to win. And then he can go to All In as the champ.
Yep.
Swerve when I drive. Swerve. I was like, yep, got me again. I'm just saying. WCW 2000. Come on. There's no wall out here. There's no vampiro. None of that. Speaking of other disappointments I had in the show. All right. I got to talk about this, and I'm going to keep it 100 right now. I want to go back to the New Day's heel turn before we start getting into this. My, oh my, how we lost this one. It's like a fish that you tried to put it in the boat and it just flopped right out and went back in the water. What did we do with this New Day heel turn? Now, look, I wouldn't be the first to tell you. I tell the truth about this. Those New Day boos were piped in. They were piped in 100%. Because if you go back and watch the original version of the promo, you can see the part with the mic and the boos were kind of already coming in. I was like, nah, something's off here. And they're sweetening some of these things. They've done this since the pandemic because they're like, oh, no one cares. Let's keep doing it.
They realized they couldn't keep doing it with Dom as much. And so they tried to pivot to someone else.
You notice those boos aren't as loud now because what they would do is turn the volume up and like say, yep, amplify the boos. It's very awkward, but what have we done with the New Day? Like,
I'm gonna be the first to say it. I'm not the only. I know I'm not the only. That whole day I knew when they said that the idea was to change them and to pivot and whatever. It's like, this is not a good idea. You do not break up the New Day. You do not break up the New Day. I have said it so many times. They still did it. They had something, and then they just decided to not make it as intense as they needed to, not give a payoff that they needed to, not put them on TV enough like they needed to. So you wanted to have this moment to do what? Other than let it be 5 minutes of TV at this point.
Yeah,
love
I
the
kind
New
of
Day.
agreed with you.
You know,
I didn't think
I even ride the Big E having his desk job thing. I was going with the gimmick, whatever, but like you're not showcasing them. You're not giving them the opportunity, and it's just now we see what happened tonight.
Oh, E coming in with a. I think WWE fans will find this maybe as a hot take a little bit. Cena and New Day's heel turns were executed poorly.
I agree.
I think it was short-sighted, some of it. And was it worth it to be short-sighted to do this? Kofi Kingston is someone I feel like I can't boo him. He's Ricky Steamboat to me. Like, no matter how hard Kofi has tried to be a heel, it doesn't work. Like, I love Kofi. Even when he's doing heel thing, he shaves the top of his mustache off because he knows it annoys people like me. And I'm like, it's not. I still love you, Kofi. Like, you're the guy, bro. I love you, Kofi.
There's only one way Ricky the Dragon would have ever worked if he turned heel, and it's if he started using his real name.
Richard Blood.
Yeah. That
brings out a dragon to actually eat his opponents.
Yeah, stuff. Exactly. Then it would work. It's like, oh, but you're not Ricky the Dragon. You're someone else. Like,
Richie, you have a Ric Flair poster up. I hope Richie Steamboat's doing well, by the way.
Yeah.
Just thought about him. NXT classic legend. But going back to this, man. What are we doing? So Finn Balor, aka Finn Balor, and I mean that with respect because I like Finn Balor, but we know what they've turned him into. And JD McDonough, why did we give them the belts back? Like, someone tell me that there's an accolade that I'm missing with New Day. Like, are New Day like one reign away from something and they're gonna get the belts back before like Mania? Like, I could see something like that. This Raw tag division's in trouble. Mayday, somebody save the day. This tag division needs help.
Also, this could have happened before. I apologize. Haven't been the most avid of Raw watchers in the Netflix era. When did the JD's theme change?
It's been a while.
Garbage.
It feels weird.
Fire Def Rebel.
I feel like Finn likes it, and they were like, yes, we need a rap song. But then someone was like, yeah, but it doesn't fit Judgment Day. Like, Judgment Day seems like they need that rock type of theme, and they're rebels. You listen, no offense, OTC and the homies, they got the rap themes locked down, the good ones especially too. By the way, don't think I didn't notice that you gave a dope theme to another family member over there. I've noticed their themes are good, and everyone else is like, here you go. Don't mind that. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're doing here. I'll keep it short and sweet. They won the tag titles. Finn Balor, JD, Dom celebrating with them. Dom has a rib injury. I'm not going to touch on this again, but he can't wrestle AJ quite yet. I don't know what's going on in the background of that, but cool, great.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. It's what it is, right? I feel very weird about this. You only have the War Raiders, New Day. Are we finally gonna put the belts on American Made, or is that their name?
Yeah, it's American Made. When they first got called up, I'm like, okay, I could see like soon. Since they've been called up, no, like E.
Only E.
I mean, you can't be a good guy with that name. Like, you just can't. Like,
boo! What I do? Go watch the YouTube version if you don't know what we're saying, because I will have to put up a censor thing if I say that on the audio version. I think when New Day turns back, they won't have the same heat, nostalgia act playing the hits. Perhaps the Raw tag title scenes, the Raw tag team scenes, obsolete. I agree. It's cooked. You can't keep beating teams and then expect me to care. Otis and Tozawa, cooked. Who's the other team that was in this? That American Made. Like, I feel like they're cooked. I don't believe in them anymore.
Right.
And that was supposedly going to be one of their main guys. Is it Julian?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his name is. Julius Creed. Like, they loved that dude. Like, that was like, this is one of the guys, I'm telling you. Didn't happen.
I don't see
Didn't happen that way. I don't know, man. With El Grande, yeah, we're done with that farce. Cut it out.
Who?
I know that torso anywhere this time. I know that torso anywhere. Chad Gable and El Grande Americano look to both possibly be out for the same amount of time.
El Grande Americano was just on here tonight. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he looked
healthy.
Very
he looked ready to go. He looked big tonight. Like,
yeah, swole, we'll say. Swole. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know where this tag division's going. Jumping in, I felt like I was watching Raw from like, I don't know, 5 years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Sheamus versus Rusev. Yo, what happened to these two? At one point, I wanted Sheamus to win the Intercontinental title. I don't think I could care less. And Rusev, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it.
I still want Sheamus to win that IC title.
You got to build him up. You got to make me believe, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, this match, like, when Rusev just even came out with his theme, I'm just kind of like, this feels bland from the jump. And the whole thing just was. Oh, Fuego too, yeah. Where's he been?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Fuego too?
I'm a big fan. I don't even know where Fuego's been. I'm a big fan of KJ Orso.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah. Here we go. He lost his aura, they're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Reason why the Wyatt family went to SmackDown. Oh, I got some SmackDown notes to talk about too. I don't know. Yo, I don't know what the finishes are with the tag titles on SmackDown sometimes too. It's like chaos. Yay, chaos. Meanwhile, you're having matches that cook on SmackDown as well, though. Like there was a really good tag match lately too. Like I don't know. It's just not good. Rusev beats Sheamus. Yippee.
Yay.
The general managers made an announcement tonight. It was for a battle royal. Yippee skippy again. I don't know. Do you care, BJ? Like, winner gets a world title shot in the future at Clash in Paris.
No.
Any favorites right now? Someone that you think should get a title shot?
Honestly, out of people that I could foresee of like putting into the picture, no, because they're already doing something else. Feels like you'd be messing with plans at the moment.
Like, I think Stephanie Becker could be a favorite. Like,
I mean, yeah, that is true. They kind of went quiet on her the last couple of weeks, so
yeah,
that's true.
I'm just throwing it out there for a name. I don't know if anyone else is.
I was gonna say I kind of already associate her with the main event picture, but yeah, that makes sense.
Clown. Oh, Clown. I forgot to give you your name before, too. Clown 13Z4 Tweezy. That's how I always remember your numbers, truthfully, because of Sean. Rusev is learning the lesson Andrade is you shouldn't have left now because now you got to eat crow. They fired them. Like, it wasn't even that they left. They got fired. I just don't understand how you go somewhere else and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. Nah, I'm good. And then you come back here and I'm like, this is what you came back to? This is what you wanted? Like, I guess. No cares given. Battle Royals for the title shot, and it's not even at SummerSlam. Nope. It's already decided. Chris Sabin in a wig. Chill. We had Gunther come out. Gunther talks about how he's going to embarrass Goldberg and beat the crap out of Goldberg. And then Seth Rollins comes out. We're going to mention him in a minute and get into this briefcase talk a little bit. We're going to, like I said, we're going to slowly go over Night of Champions. But any thoughts on this segment? Like, LA Knight gets involved. Punk runs out at one point.
We got the vignette thing for Goldberg, too. Oh, I noticed that they threw Tony Schiavone in there a few times.
Yeah. You know what I was hoping for? I was hoping Raven came out. That's what I was thinking after they showed the vignette before anyone came out. Like, Raven should come out and be like, what makes you so special?
Yeah.
Sitting in the corner. Yeah, you're not so tough. You're not so great.
Yeah.
Goldberg could destroy you, man. I know firsthand. But we don't invite people like that back.
No,
on the show,
no.
Why would we?
Yeah.
Who's gonna remember him? Sorry, I'm glad we got rid of that guy.
Yeah.
Freaking Kevin Dunn, idiot.
But yeah, this segment overloaded.
Punk getting into it with Gunther, then yelling at LA Knight backstage, like, stay away from Seth because I got to get him first. I'm like, what are we doing? We're making problems out of nothing.
Yeah.
Why can't you guys just team up and go up against these guys?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Why are we dealing with this? The Seth Rollins group doesn't have a name still, right?
No.
I know the rumored name is the Oracle. Well, they're the Seth Riders until now. I don't know what they're doing right now.
I think Paul Heyman might be the Oracle.
Maybe because they're the Seth Riders. Like, they're out there. That's who they live for. That's what they're doing. I get it. I think Braun Breaker didn't need this. I didn't think Bronson Reed needed this, but Here we are. Like, this is what we got. And I do think, if you want my prediction, I think Braun Breaker is going to be fine. I just don't think Seth is a good faction leader. I think Seth works better alone. It just doesn't work to me.
No, that's why I think Heyman's there. He's going to be the glue for it.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it like on track. Like, let's not screw this up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I just don't know what we're doing.
The segment was overloaded for all the reasons for Punk to be mad, and we're leading with Punk wants revenge on Seth. What could you not have the same thing of Seth was going to have the belt, but Punk stopped him? Like, you're just picking and choosing one side to show off instead of the other, instead of letting it be what everybody saw. And then also putting in the Gunther, like, shoulder bump and now LA Knight and whatever. And it's like, what are you trying to do here? Gunther has a match against Goldberg in a couple of weeks, and none of these people are in play.
It's like you're trying to book for 2 shows ahead or a show ahead.
Yeah. And it's like, this wasn't the show to do that. You're on the fallout of a pay-per-view. You should be following the single story for at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and LA Knight's facing Seth Rollins. They just jumped right into that. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Which I understand, but I don't know.
What draft?
Dude, I've given up. When they announced that draft after SummerSlam, you better boo. You better boo. I really would like to see garbage thrown.
But did they show even a single thing remotely to say why LA Knight is on Raw?
No.
We had a reason why Seth was there when they were, doing the whole like super show heading into the pay-per-view. There's no reason. We're post all of that. So why is he here? He's a SmackDown guy. Continuity. Come on.
It's been dead for a long time. Brand split, unless before what is that supposed to be? PPV, I think. Yeah. No, bro. It's over for that. That brand split is dead. Diggity dead. It's over. Like, it's nothing. It's meaningless. It's cooked. I've said this for years. The last time it meant something was 2016.
I have a random question, but it's about the thread of this show. Maybe WWE in general. Why is no one desperate to fight Cena? He has said, I have so many dates. I'm leaving with this belt. And we're still dealing with, this month you got this guy. Like,
where's BJ? He's on SmackDown. But
where's the urgency in general of, like, let's save our belt? Like,
Cody's here. That's all you have to worry about now. Cody will save the day. Main event, it was Penta and Sammy taking on Bronson and I don't know why all he could do is bark now for the most part. That's also why Braun Breaker. So they went into this match. We kind of knew Sammy had already injured his ribs previously because he got destroyed by Braun Breaker. I did notice that Heyman before the match that mentioned like Plan B is getting set up because Seth had left the building already, and it was like, well, what's Plan B? And they never really explained it. So I think that new members coming in, whether it be we talked about Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, Ego, yeah, one of those two might end up in the group. I don't know how I feel about that either, really. Ricky can talk. He needs the microphone. He doesn't really need to be with Heyman in them. And I also don't want him eating pins.
Yeah, that person is going to eat the pins.
And Ethan, are we going to have Ethan? I wouldn't believe Ethan beating either of these two, like Penta or Sammy. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So, like I said, it's going to be tough. I don't know what the plan is, though. Maybe that's it. Penta got half an entrance for this. They go through the match because they didn't have time, and Braun Breaker gets the win, spearing Sammy to oblivion.
All I'm gonna say is, for all the Jurassic and dinosaur remarks they wanted to make, we had that tag match a few years ago. It was called Jurassic Express versus Bear Country. For Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to rehash that years later? I didn't see anybody out there looking like a dinosaur. Just saying.
Ooh, we got some super Cody yuck. Plan B is Cody Rhodes. Do tell, guys. I'm interested in this.
Wait. Like Cody would join?
Well, I want to talk to you about some of this stuff here. Like I said, we'll go over that. That was Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. Would I say it was a passable show? Yes. Am I saying it's the greatest Raw in the history of Netflix? No. I think it was just okay. It was okay show. Yeah. Moving on. Night of Champions. This was your match card. Great. They changed it up on us from when me and Sean previewed it last week. Totally fine with that. Cody Rhodes won King of the Ring, right? He beat Randy Orton.
There?
Was it 2?
2.
Am I being kind? 2. So Cody wins King of the Ring. He's getting the title shot at SummerSlam. People are saying that is it time for Cody to turn heel? Now I know Sean's been on the train of Cody needs to turn heel. BJ, you haven't really expressed on here your thoughts. What do you do with Cody at this point?
Well, they messed up by having this whole Rock, Travis Scott, Cena heel turn thing. You could have had Cody versus Cena face versus face. And
you probably should have waited a month to do it anyway.
And I would have chose Cody to win at Mania. And both of them be respectable, whatever. And Cena could still get the belt at some point just by, a multi-man match or something without having to get the pin over Cody. Where Cody's at right now, I'm still on the boat of not turning him heel. There's so many people that are like giving up on it, and I'm not trying to super Cena him. I'm just saying, what's the reason that we couldn't preoccupy him, that he still loses at SummerSlam and somehow gets the main event of the Rumble against whoever's champ then, because it won't be Cena. I don't think it'll be Cena by then. And he wins it back there. I'm still not opposed to it. I'm still okay with Cody Rhodes.
You know how I feel, BJ. It's very weird with Cody because of like rah AEW gone. Mm-hmm. Do you think people like Cody? This is one of my Cody Rhodes questions. Jesse, whoever's a fan of him, please leave me a comment even after the fact for this. Is Cody Rhodes liked because he was viewed as the savior? Like when Roman was on that long title reign, is he viewed because he's the first AEW steal that they got and it was an EVP? Or is it Cody is really that guy for the company and they love Cody and they wanted him back?
It's odd that you say it like that when there's 3 options, because the reason I like Cody and the reason I'm still fine with Cody is a 4th reason. And it's because I've just been behind Cody. The minute he decided to do it his own way, the list, going off and doing his thing. I'm like, okay, Cody, you're that guy for me. Like, I appreciate that you decided.
It was
I
just
am
weird.
gonna
Never the guy in New Japan,
right.
like weird.
Yeah, he decided that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna prove myself the same way that Drew did. I think that's maybe why I'm a big Drew fan still. I don't think it has to do with allegiances. I was upset when Cody left AEW and went to WWE, but it didn't make me lose the want to see Cody do well. And I know Cody can do a good heel work, but I don't see where that fits for anything right now to make the shows better. Because Cody's not making the shows worse. I think it's the convoluted stuff around wherever they place Cody that makes it feel kind of at times.
None of the ish surrounding Cody is Cody's fault, really.
Yeah.
Like, I get, like I told you, the Rock thing, I've explained this plenty of times, and we're gonna probably talk Rock and Triple H in a second. I don't remember if I added that in. If not, James just brought it up too. They're gonna have that Netflix show coming out soon, and I'm interested in episode 4 when the Rock gets involved in the WrestleMania 41 plans.
Oh.
What do you do with Cody? Cody has messed up 2 of Rock's plans. Now, look, I know you guys are like, yo, I hate Rock. Rock's annoying. And if you're on that train, I get it. Also, if you're like, nah, this ain't Rock's fault, I kind of get that too a little bit. I'm trying to be more understanding. Rock didn't book all of WrestleMania. Rock did not book the tag titles. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. He probably wipes a cockatoo's backside with what you think about the tag titles. He does not care. He was like, let's focus on making this good.
Yeah.
He did make it good. He did do what he was supposed to do. And then he was like, you know what? I'm out. And then figure it out. You're great at creative. Figure it out now what to do with me. Was it screwed up? Yes. Maybe you should have let people down beforehand. Probably. You could have had Cena do that, but we didn't have him cut those kind of promos. We played these weird games.
Yeah,
Cody has told
acknowledge it, or we didn't say what was going on with that when that was the big talking point.
But Rock is also on the board, and Rock is also at the height of, like, he can call shots a little bit. He's got some stroke backstage. You told him no twice. I don't know what happens on the third time. Like, you've said no to all my ideas, Cody. What do you want to do then? Since you're running it, what do you want to do?
And I think that this comes down to your conversation about Triple H and The Rock, because Cody's a Triple H guy.
Mm-hmm.
He has gone on record to say, and he's absolutely meant it, that Triple H was his favorite wrestler growing up. So it's not just because Triple H and his dad were cool and because he knew him when he first came in. Like, he liked him as a fan and then became friends with Paul.
Right. And you've heard it too. The whole, they smashed the throne. I feel like that was like an homage to him now.
Yeah, that's
like, oh.
Yeah. It was signaling to be like, hey, we're the new thing. But Cody knows that if it were a young Triple H and given the opportunity, he's gonna signal too.
Because what did DX do? The tank and all. We're going to war. Like,
yeah. So he was paying homage while giving the shot.
Excellent point. And let me ask you this. So let's just say WrestleMania 38 goes different. Cody re-signs with AEW. Who beats Roman Reigns then? Who's the guy in 2 years to beat Roman?
Now this, let's go on. We don't know some of the people who are coming in or who show up in that amount of time. Braun Breaker.
I 100% agree. I think they would have just pushed them faster.
I think if we knew where some of the things could go, I'd argue Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
But we didn't know. We had no idea that he would even be a factor at that point.
I don't think Jacob Fatu would be in here if it wasn't for the new TKO regime. I feel like that's the old Vince regime was just still too. Listen, we all know people who work with people that are a little up there in age. They didn't play that stuff back in the day.
Nope.
You do what outside extracurricular activities? Oh, you can't work here. Oh no. Yeah. Like, relax, bro. Relax. Like, I get it. I hear you, but he's got a record, but he hasn't done anything in 10 years. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, take it easy. And I think he was more worried, like, we got to go through all this work for his visa stuff and all that. I don't know if that would have happened, but Braun Breaker seems to be my pick as well when you get into all of that. I think it's a combination of everything I said. I think people wanted a new guy. Cody was there. It was the right time. Roman was hot. You could have did that. It wasn't Brock anymore. We've seen that a bunch of times. So I think they made the right choice. It's just, I wonder what people's reasoning is for it, because you could have supported Cody all this time before. Where were you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird. Just very weird.
I mean, that is true. Like I said, I had that fourth reason, and I'm pretty sure Matt said the same thing, that he agreed with me, like that. He kind of felt that same way. That's why he likes Cody. But yeah, when a lot of people got behind him when he first came back, and he was still just Cody from AEW, but now at WWE, I don't know if tribalism just had a big part to play in that or what.
Yeah, and Seth is still undefeated against Roman.
Yes.
If Cody didn't come back, I think Braun Breaker gets fast tracked. I think Theory's fast tracked as well, and I'll stand by this. I still think Julius Creed would have been fast tracked.
Yep, I agree.
He said Homelander could be the reason why. Going through this, Raquel, Rhea Ripley, I saw a lot of heat for the whole table spot. Once again, hypocrisy for people holding ladders. We didn't say anything about people holding tables. I don't care that they did it. I'm actually fine with it. It's okay to have referees do safety things. But I'm looking at the people who, how many people did we need to hold a ladder for Powerhouse Hobbs to grab a ring? Dog.
Yeah.
Be safe. Like, I don't care about that. Stop looking for stuff to get upset about and be mad about. Fine match between these two. Exceeded expectations. And here comes the guy who allegedly won't take back bumps, but he was taking back bumps in this match. Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. Any quick thoughts on this, Beach? You're rubbing your head.
Let this man go. And I don't mean it. I don't mean it in the sense of I want him to lose his job.
I was gonna say, which one?
Karrion Kross. I don't know if you saw the pre-show for Night of Champions.
No.
They had Karrion Kross like doing a backstage vignette thing. And now maybe they've got me. Maybe they have me tricked. But I've put in the comments on these shows and stuff, that I think Kross got punished. I think for what he said on that Sam Roberts thing, I think he's been punished, but they knew they couldn't just make him not be a factor because of the attention that it gained. During that pre-show, he said when they were asking him a question, he said something about the last time I did this, I got in trouble. So I'm not saying anything.
Weird.
And I don't know then even if this is him, I'm playing this close because people think I did, or if he just doesn't care, he's just doing his job until the contract's over, because I knew that was the rumor that he didn't have long left. But like, I think like Karrion Kross, his promo ability is great. I did enjoy him in TNA.
White Rabbit, Lucha Underground.
I think there's potential for him. Now you might roll your eyes when I say this. I think there'd be great potential with him and Moxley as a tag team. Not Death Riders, their own thing. I think
I'd have to see it. You'd have to definitely show me a vignette of what you would want to do with them. But
yeah, but I could see it. That's but I'm not saying he has to go there. I'm just saying he could be better utilized by any company right now than what WWE is doing with him. Let him go and be a good wrestler and a good talent for someone else that will appreciate him. I could say the same for Sammy, but they at least feature Sammy way more often.
Yeah, and what sucks is the wars that are going on right now. I don't know where you end up putting a Karrion Kross. Like, I don't know where he fits, because you can't really go to TNA again.
Yeah.
And previous beef also shows that. You also have the issues now. AAA is not available. If you can't go to TNA, why would you be allowed to go to AAA?
But what about MLW?
You could, but do you want to get stuck into a 5-year contract? Because I'm sure those contracts now say you cannot go to WWE or AEW unless permission is given. I don't know. Sammy gets the win. I love how they tried to play like Sammy is the underdog here. That was hilarious. We get into the U.S. title match. Yep, title changed hands. Tala Tonga exists. What was wrong with Hikuleo?
What did he do with his facial hair to make him look like a different person?
Probably died and told him to trim it down a little bit.
Just no.
When does this stop? I mean, once Zilla Fatu is in, we're gonna chill for a little, right? Like we gotta be like, all right.
This story has been going on for like just over 5 years.
You know, and you guys are sick of Death Riders, huh? You're sick of it. Huh?
All right, we're just bringing a new one. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine? And I'm not playing the AEW advocate here. I'm just saying, storyline wise, could you imagine if we're at the all in Tokyo Dome in 2030 and the ninth member of the Death Riders gets revealed there, and it's like I don't know, John Moxley's nephew. No, make it be Brody's son.
Yo, that'd be crazy. That actually happened now that you said that.
But like, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this in 5 years if that like happens. But like, could you imagine if that storyline would have gone on that long?
Stop giving Tony new ideas. I think I could do that.
I like Dee's comment. He's like the other Tongas, but Tala. Yeah, like, come on.
I know it's close to his real name. I did look up, like, I saw someone say, someone was in a wrestling group I'm in, and they were like, I didn't realize I went to high school with this guy. They posted his high school picture, and I was like, oh, gosh. And then his name is similar. It's close to Tala, so I was like, all right, I'm going to let you slide on it. It's not the worst name you could have. There's plenty of other worse names, but.
Now if they bring in Zilla and they call him Shorter Tonga, like that's.
Yeah, then that's a joke. You've been played. Jade Cargill. I had a friend call me, Beach. Very interesting here. So Jade Cargill's getting the SummerSlam title shot for I would assume the Women's Championship.
Yeah.
The WWE Women's Championship. And dog, my friend said that he thinks that the experiment's over. This is someone who has left AEW and it's like, I'm watching WWE, and he was like, how many times are we going to do this? Like, it's not getting better. What's going on here? And this is a person who loved, like, stuck up for Jade Cargill. Was like, no, I think it's a good move for her to go to WWE, all that. And I think they finally just gave up here. Like,
yeah, absolutely. They had an opportunity with Jade. You saw what Tony did. Make her Goldberg, but for the women's division. It's successful. It worked. People came around. They immediately were like, nope, tag team wrestling, not multi-person matches. Oh, you've got to like time your stuff with multiple people at a time where you've never had to do this before. The other thing about it is
she should be a heel.
Yeah. She works so much better as that. And now that her and Naomi are like reversed, I see Naomi costing her and maybe winning at the same time the women's title, but I don't see Jade coming back for revenge on it because I don't buy it.
I could see Bianca turning too. Like now you've put yourself. What? This goes back to booking yourself in the corner sometimes. So now you have to turn someone, but who needs the heel turn more, Jade or Bianca? Because you got them both booed. And by the way, so I don't know what Saudi was on. Disgusting that she got booed like that. Like I saw a clip of it and I was like, what did she do? And they were like, nothing. She just came out. And I was like, oh, that's terrible. maybe they don't like her. I don't know what the situation is, but yeah, Jade should definitely be a heel. I don't know. Do you keep Bianca face, or is that you're done with that too?
I'd say you turn her heel, but I do want to say, for the sake of Jade, that's two people that were doing decent with face pushes. The Bianca thing being an anomaly there, okay, with the WrestleMania thing. But that's two people that were doing good with face pushes that now you're going to have to turn heel in order to accommodate for this one person that you keep trying to make a big deal and isn't hitting.
That's a fact. Sorry, he made me laugh. About Bishop, they put Bishop Khan in the bloodline. He's Cameroonian. I was like, yo, heel Jade would be better. Reason I don't buy, this is James. Reason I don't buy the heel turn is because how Jade was portrayed in AEW. I've been waiting for footage of her pushing into the car window. I feel like they screwed up by not having her go to NXT first because of that. People like Ricky, Ego, and Jordan Grace all had to go in NXT. I thought Jordan Grace was getting called up to SmackDown.
I don't think that Jade is the reason that they're now going to NXT. I think they knew that Jade was green, but they, at that point in time, if
Star
they
power.
put her on NXT, it was only going to hurt her star power, because that was also, correct me if I'm wrong, was that not also the same time that quote unquote Triple H was losing the war?
Kind of. I think perceptually, like it made WWE look greater. That was what they wanted at the time. Like, look, big star from over there. Got him. Got him. Elevate. And I think Ricky's on NXT because, hey, we needed stars to bolster up this roster.
Yeah.
Trying to make Jade the female Roman. I don't know. They need to do something, because this ain't it. Is the only thing I can say. All right, let's get into Punk, Cena, and Seth stuff here. Apologies now, everybody. Yeah, they had the match set up, Night of Champions. We know about their feud. It goes way back, man. Going back to that Money in the Bank show, I'm going to come out here and be 100% honest with you guys. Be vulnerable here for a second. BJ, feel free to cook me a little bit if you need to. CM Punk has been my dude for a long time. Like, when he first came into WWE, I was like, yo, this dude is sweet, bro. I'm telling you, you guys don't know. He's going to cut epic promos if you give him a mic. I had to wait a while for him to get a mic. He didn't really get the microphone. I had to wait a while. Then he finally gets this promo, the pipe bomb promo. I fell asleep, and then I had to get up and rewind it because Rob told me, dude, you got to wake up. I had a job where I was like up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and I was knocked out during this promo. Oh. He was like, you're never going to believe it. He came out in a Stone Cold shirt. He started shooting. I was like, shooting? What? What are you talking about? They don't do that. And then I went back and watched it. Fantastic. I believed in this guy. And I was like, yes, he should win the title. We went to a festival in my local area. I came home that day. I watched Money in the Bank on my computer. I will not tell you how. I don't remember the site. I don't care. I watched Money in the Bank, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yes. When he wins, bro, we lose our mind. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. This is so great. He takes a picture of the belts in the refrigerator. Then I proceed to watch them slowly but surely screw things up.
Yeah.
You have CM Punk lose to Triple H. What was that? You
Kevin Nash.
Bro, I was there when Triple H beat him. I don't know if you know that. Like, in the crowd, the guy in front of me, I was like, dude, CM Punk's winning this. How could you be stupid to mess up someone white hot? He's selling the most shirts. He's doing this. And then he was like, dude, it's Triple H. And I'll just never forget. Pedigree, 1, 2. And as soon as that 3 hit, I got the... And you're like, oh, they're stupid. They're so stupid. Yeah. And if you go listen to Kevin Nash's podcast, click this. Kevin Nash said that Triple H turned to him after, and he was like, oh, I'm beating him. You're not getting the match. I'm beating him. And it was like, wow, that's what they did. And to me, you screwed up a white hot babyface. Then they were like, oh, we have to retcon this, put the belt back on him with Del Rio. We go through the whole thing, right? Punk never gets his main events. He never gets the WrestleMania main events. They screw it up. And then by the time you could have gave it to him, guess what? Time had passed. And Bryan Danielson's the hot thing, and you got to go with him. Yep. And Punk knew, you screwed up. I don't know if I could ever get that hot again now, because you only get one shot to put this and do this right. He's mad. They owed him a bunch of favors. Go listen to the podcast with Colt. It's a great listen every Thanksgiving. go ahead, listen to it. It's a good time. I remember that day sitting there. I was like, this is going to be good. Just pausing and telling Rob, like, oh my goodness, I'm an hour in and then he said this. Crazy times if you were a wrestling fan.
Oh, yeah.
What happened, BJ? This guy gets on his moral high horse. He cusses him out. I was never going to get better in a place. I'm back in pro wrestling. CM Punk talks so much trash, bro, for weeks, years, months. And I was like, that's my dude still. That's my dude. Everything still makes sense.
Why don't you go main event? Buy one, get one, 2-for-1, night one main event.
And all those I could get past. But when he told Miz, go.
Yeah, can't say the whole thing, but
go suck a blood money, real name, Ricky Steamboat. You go do that. He said you could go do that. And I was like, okay, he's standing on his principles here.
That's right.
Then
the man that, and I hate to add to this, but the man that walks into the Texas arenas with the trans rights and, like the pro-choice and showing his opinions and showing that he stands for what he believes in, no matter the place. And then
brawl out happens, brawl in happens, Punk's leaving. Now, me and BJ have discussed theories. Did he do it on purpose? Was it this? Was it that? You can come to your own conclusions on that because this is the new Montreal. I hope people know this. Like for the younger generation, this is new Montreal. We all want to know so badly what happened, and I want the Punk versus Elite match. If I read a tweet, or maybe it was Meltzer or someone said it, if CM Punk apologized to Tony Khan and all them and went back, do you think Tony would pick him up? I said in a heartbeat. I think in a heartbeat he would do it. He'd be like, "Are we going to make this money now? Let's do it. Let's do it." Let's tell the story on air, what we want them to know, and let's make this money and make it happen.
Yeah.
Will we ever get there, though? Because Punk doesn't apologize. At least I thought till we got to this weekend.
I was going to say up until this weekend.
Now, listen, I'm a diehard CM Punk fan. I've looked past some of the stuff, and I'm like, it's Punk. All right. Okay. He going back to WWE, I knew he was going to have to eat crow no matter what on some of this stuff. Oh, you're in that WrestleMania, buy one, get one. Oh, you're doing this. But when you went to the Saudi show, that's where I was like, that's it, brother. Like, that's it.
That was the last line.
Someone said this great line, and this is why saying nothing is always an option. Because if you don't want to say anything, it's your choice to not say anything. I'm going to pull up some comments here. I see you guys are going in. When you fall off that high horse, it's a big fall. And I think CM Punk fell off the horse for me, where I was like, I want to cheer for Punk. I'm waiting for an interview or something to come out where someone finally asks him, like, why did you say that? Why'd you go back on how you felt? And I'm hoping someone will eventually ask him that. Let's see how long this takes. I'm sure it'll take until the Royal Rumble or next year. But
there is something in all of this that should be said too. And mind you, who am I profile wise to say anything? But in my stature for how people listen to me or anything like that. But even if the idea or thought was he gets a big payday and to show that I still don't support this, I took that payday money and donated it to whatever, might be a good cause, but you lost a lot of people because of who they saw you as. It doesn't matter the underlying moral there. Like, the overarching thing is when you make yourself be that caricature, that avatar of I stand for what I say and I do this, that's more important than any amount someone could give you to help support counteractively, because you could work on that on your own. And so it hurts me, because I was a Punk fan too. I completely shifted. I wasn't completely on the Buck side of anything. Like, if anything, it muddied the waters everywhere and upset me. But the brawl out thing and Punk going back really bothered me, and it upset me from that point. So from there, I'm just like, okay, I will watch Punk and whatever, but like I just take him for the character. But there are some things that even this Saudi thing, I was like, yeah, because Punk doesn't do Saudi. And the fact that he did, I was just like, whoa, man. Like,
I thought the Rumble was going to be the controversy we had to worry about.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And Matt brings up a good point too. When he went to Raw to apologize to Miz and Triple H and Bayley invited him, that didn't sit right with me either. Something smells fishy. I get it. Like, do you want to say something to your friends? Totally get that. But nah, fam. Like, Tony wasn't wrong either for like, what are you doing? Why couldn't you just call or text that or say, hey, put me on FaceTime with them? You showed up in Chicago. What? In your heart of hearts, BJ, do you think he went over there? Like, do you think this was a setup? Like, I feel like from Brawlin, I'm wondering, like, was it a setup to get out of there? He seemed miserable by the time Collision started. Like, yeah, whatever.
I think him going there was a strategy to get higher stature in the company.
Stature in AEW?
Yeah. And if he couldn't get it, then this is at least what I can do and be out of there. And when he realized he couldn't get it, or while he was trying to get it, he was going to be constantly berated, disrespected, and having stories leak like the Jungle Boy one. That's when he was like, okay, then I'm going.
And I do think that the other people have fault too. Like, I will still stand they're not angels.
There's like
Punk didn't just make up some story with Colt Cabana out of nowhere and say like, yeah, I was gonna get him fired. Like, why on earth? And maybe he was, but why on earth would that story get out then? Who put out the story? And to this day, whoever did that, coward, because you started all of this technically. So whoever told them that story, like, it's crazy.
I agree.
Going back to what this match was about, though, we talk about rituals. Cena cut his pipe bomb. Me and Sean talked about it. I told you, I don't think it's that. I think people glazed this a little too hard. The Cena one, I was like, meh, it was good, but it's a rehash of this. Like, you're copying something that was already great.
Yeah.
Then we got this, and someone said this might be a humiliation ritual or something. I don't know what Punk was doing. He tried to come out and rap. Some of the things were good bars, but then the longer it went on, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
This guy beat you up last week. Like, why wouldn't you fight him? Mm-hmm. I don't understand that stuff sometimes when I see it. So, Punk Life, they're selling the merch, all that. They go to Sweet Saudi Money, like 13. I don't know what number we're at. Rollins is coming out to cash in, and this is part of what I wanted to discuss too. Like, what's Seth Rollins doing with this briefcase, BJ? Like, what do you see as the vision? Because is it him cashing in on Gunther? Is it him going towards Cena? I still think it's Gunther. Like, I think it's the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't see him being WWE champion.
I think it's wrong for him to go for Gunther, but I think that he is going to go for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Because to me, the payoff is him and Sammy. In the end, like, you have to find a way to get to him and Sammy. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how Punk gets to the championship. To me, the only way Punk's getting to the championship is through Cody. I think the WrestleMania 42 to me is Punk and Cody for the world title. Night 2, night 1 will be Sammy and Seth.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know. That's just my thinking on it and how they move forward with the contract. But what and Seth's faction, like, is this working for you? Yay, nay?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with it. I want all of them to be doing well and be considered top talent and elevated, and I think it's working for all of them. The one that it's hurting the most is Breaker, but that is a writing thing of making him bark the way that he does. Like, as often, you know what I mean? But I do think him having Heyman next to him ultimately will be the better for him.
Yeah, people are saying Punk Cody as well. And did you believe that these were the subtle John Cena is still a babyface moments? He tackled the ref. I know that was a callback to Money in the Bank, but him going in front of Rollins and fighting with him, the look on his face sometimes. I think these are all going to be the clips of the good John Cena still in there before they get back to it. And that's why people, and I'm going back to the Cody heel thing. That's why people think, what if Cena has the belt? He's like, I can't hit Cody with this. I'm a good guy. What am I doing? And then Cody low blows him. And Randy could be the reason, like, Cody technically cheated to beat Orton. I didn't bring it up because I wanted to use it here. Like, he technically cheated.
Yeah. I'm going to throw out a very left field. But it's the quickest thing that I could think to make Cena be back a face, and it's corny. I will say it's cornball, but in the realm of WWE and what we know,
pass those corn pops. Let's hear
it. What was the ending of the Bray Wyatt John Cena match at Mania?
I won't hit you with the chair. I want you
to
no.
I'm talking about the Firefly Funhouse match.
Oh my goodness. That's a blurry time for me, man. I just remember eating chicken fingers with Derek that night, truthfully speaking. I enjoyed that match. I know Bray won.
Right. And it's like he had Cena taken away. What if he has some kind of run-in with the Wyatt Six? And you find out that, like, Bray kept wanting him to show this evilness. Bray got into him. They realize it's no longer right, and they show him the error of his ways.
Could be.
Like I said, it's a very cornball way of doing it, but as a fan, I'd be like, you know what? No, you did a great callback. That's a great thing. I remember that moment. I liked that. I'm fine with it. Let's roll.
Chad, I'm interested if you guys think that would be a good idea. How do you feel about the Cody heel turn that I just pitched, though? You did cheat and you're doing all these things that are heelish, but yet. And you would think everyone thinks Orton's going to turn, but it's Cody who then's like, I should have listened to Rock because that's what screwed me over. I should have listened to Rock and I could have still been the champ.
I think it works for the moment. It helps with being able to flip Cena back.
But you got to have a top face to take Cody's spot, and I don't see anyone doing that. Like, no. I love Jey Uso, but he ain't doing that.
Nah. No offense to Sean. It's not going to be Jey against Cody like that.
It's not Punk. Punk's too old. Like, listen, I just doubt both of our favorite people. I'm like, no, it's not Punk.
It could be Sammy, but they won't let him. No, like, I think the ship has already sailed for them to let it be Sammy. That's what I'm getting at. Is like
to be the top dog kind of
like
guy.
Even if we get Seth versus Sammy at Mania this year, he could win the world title, but I don't think he's gonna be the next Cody or the next Cena or anything.
You know what? I'm gonna say a controversial hot take right here too. I don't think Cody's the guy. I still think it's Roman. Roman's the one who gets to call the shots. If you were telling me tomorrow, who is the biggest draw in this company? Like, we have to put on a mega match. Who's the biggest star in the world right now? Like, on social media, anything. You get an athlete. Let's say Jake Paul wanted to come in and wrestle one wrestling match at WrestleMania, but he said he's going to win the Rumble. Who do you book him against? Who gets that spot? Like, you got to trust the guy. And he says, I'll put this guy over, but it's got to be whoever's the face of your company. Who are they going to pick? I think they would go with a Roman right now still.
It would be a toss-up between Roman and Cody for me personally, but I'm also looking at...
I'm doing the if push comes to shove.
Yeah,
I think Cody's the people's guy, Roman's the corporate guy.
So if I'll do it if it was Gomez or if it's Triple H.
Okay.
If it's Gomez...
Roman.
Hands down. Done. Already done. We got it. Triple H might say... It's not fully Cody, but but I'm trying to make it be.
But you know what The Rock says? The Rock says it's me, and I'm going in there.
It's Jake Paul versus Roman. Or Jake Paul versus The Rock, yeah.
And if it's not me, it's going to be my cousin. So what do you guys want it to be? Brian, write up the script.
That's true. Episode 4.
Yeah. We'll see what that show tells. It's going to be crazy. Cena ends up beating Punk because of Seth. Seth screws Punk. There is not a more fitting image than this to end the night for CM Punk after losing to John Cena. But yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, I'm disappointed in CM Punk. I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah.
Triple H gets out and then he gets on the post show and says he's incredibly proud of CM Punk for apologizing. I don't want to get into was Punk forced to. Brandon Thurston wrote an article today. Punk has grill marks on the front and back of him.
Mm-hmm.
He is cooked. He is done. Like, when Ryback's sticking up for you, you know that the world has turned a little bit on the axis. Like, I was like, wait, Ryback sticking up for CM Punk?
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, and I think some people just feel bad for the guy because whether you like him or you don't, people can't keep his name out of their mouths ever.
Yeah.
Always something to talk about.
He is the cult of personality.
Yeah. Yeah. Sadly. Right now, I think if you're a Punk fan, it's okay to be disappointed in Punk, is what I'm trying to tell people. And I'm saying that as a Punk fan.
Yeah.
Running through the rest of the WWE real quick. Julia won the Women's United States Championship. Sorry to Zelina, who lost it. By the way, great promo that she cut. If you guys read the subtitles where she says that she doesn't care about the title, but then she wins this title. Hilarious to me. Go back and check out the promo that she did the week before. I was like, who approved this? I don't care about that title. And she's like, yeah, I got it. We'll see what they do with her. I don't know what this means for Julia. And I got a beef with this one too. Mm-hmm. I mentioned DIY Andrade Rey Fenix. Good match. I saw highlights of it. Go back, check it out. Ron Killings. We brought this guy back to have one match with Cena to lose, then to have him feud with Aleister Black. What? I felt it was a puff piece that last week where they said like, "Oh, he's been doing great. We got to get some creative stuff for him soon." I'm like, sounds like you guys didn't know what the hell you were doing with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I said, puff piece to me. So I don't know. Feel free to jump in.
I just wish I had the image to replace myself right now with the Triple H holding the sign who booked this S. Because that's how I feel about that. Like, wow, we're dropping the ball. He kept jumping Cena. He kept attacking Cena. He should still be doing that until there's another match formally.
Also, SmackDown back to 2 hours. Thank goodness. It's needed because, and I still don't have full faith in that show. Still the worst of the 3 WWE shows. I stand on that. Like I mentioned, we had injuries. Apparently, Grande Americano's not hurt. I don't know, but Chad Gable's out.
He's fine.
Otis is out.
Now, I don't know if you remember hearing Wade Barrett on commentary when Michael Cole tried to say that they were the same person at Money in the Bank. Wade Barrett said his nipples are different. That as a wrestler and you change, you see those things.
That is broadcast journalism at its finest, folks.
So
that might be BJ's clip for tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, it's all about the nipples.
Moving on. We have Saturday night's main event, Gunther Goldberg. It's happening. I hope Goldberg gets what he wants out of this. Just his last hurrah here. I'm not mad at the guy or anything. Like, do your thing, bro. But let's make this it.
He will, but at what cost?
Yeah, I don't know. After this, hang him up.
Well, you have Gunther lose to Jay, get it back from Jay, and then lose to Goldberg. What do you do with Gunther after?
Cooked. Like,
yeah. And I think it's all, I think it's a 90-second match for a 30-second moment and then a cash in.
So you think Goldberg's winning?
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that. I really do.
I think Goldberg's winning.
That would be absolute insanity. To me, you could have kept the belt on Jey Uso to do that then. But yeah. I guess they want the visual of this. This is more visually pleasing, maybe. I don't know.
Goldberg went out on top as champ.
Disney ending with balloons and pyro. Yo, y'all gotta stop with the Sean Hubbard Disney ending. Sean's definitely gonna come on here and talk his mess if he wins. Evolution second one. This show is happening on the 13th at 6:30 State Farm Arena. I'm looking forward to it. I wish they would put a little more emphasis on this, but I think this will be the focus for the next few days. I know that we have a women's 4-way tag title match announced. Raquel will be teaming with her new partner. I almost called her Roxanne Perez. Thank you. I almost said Roxy. They're going to team up. If they can win, they'll be the new tag champs. They're going to take on a team from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Would have been nice if Meta-4 was still around.
Right?
Minor details. Speaking of go ahead.
You got any predictions for the teams?
I don't know. I feel like it'll be like Ivy Nile and Natty for like Raw.
Yeah.
NXT. I'm trying to think of who's
Sol
down
Ruka
there.
And Zarya.
Yeah, Sol Ruka and Zarya, and then who's on SmackDown? Michin and BFAB.
There you go.
There it is. Or you could go with the Chelsea Green's group, the Hercevis. Yeah,
the Secret Hervis.
Yeah, Hervis. Thank you. I said the Hercevis like it's a horror film. Yes. Yeah, you could do that as well. So there's possibilities in there. You could do Asuka and Kyrie as a surprise team.
Yeah, that's true.
I would be with that.
But we got a Kyrie vignette tonight. Did you see that?
No, I missed it. I must have.
Yeah, they had a Kyrie saying like vignette hyping about her coming for gold.
Ooh.
So giving her some attention there.
We got someone said get Brett on the phone for that Goldberg match. Meta-4 still being around. That's a good idea. You know the rest. Quills, you are not wrong.
That's
Raw
right.
could be Natty and Max Dupree. It's going to be Charlotte and Bliss. Bliss and Charlotte. Could be. They've been teasing that.
I could see that.
They were building it without us knowing it. NXT, we got Great American Bash in Atlanta. Funny, it's going to start at around 3 p.m.
Who would have guessed?
What do you know? Moving on. And then this gets into the WWE Unreal Series. We mentioned it before. I don't know. You're going to check this out? Is it on the...
I want to see just...
Episode 4 will be.
Yeah, episode 4 for sure. But it's one of those things where you're going to know in the first like 10 to 15 minutes, is this someone like helping to actually make this seem like legit, or is this what we're crafting? And
Hunter, I never knew how hard it was for you to spit water. You're married to him. What are we doing? Stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like when I see that, I'm like, you'll know in the first 15 minutes, but after that,
Nick Khan, I respect Gomez in the family name, but I proceed to cut him out of anything he's mentioned in. Yes, totally. Yeah. Like, what is happening here, man? We'll see. I'll talk with Hub to see if this is something he'll want to get into every week. Maybe that'll be something for Hubonomics for him. And San Diegoans, I don't know if that's the right word, but you guys are getting Survivor Series War Games. I feel like we're just putting War Games in at this point, just because.
Yeah.
I predict we'll get Babyface Cena here. He'll be on the Babyface team.
I don't think he'll be in War Games.
Too risque for the Hollywood schedule.
I don't think Roman will be in it again either.
Really? You don't think? I saw someone put up one where it would be like Roman, Cody, Cena, Punk, and I forgot who the other person was. It might have been LA Knight or something.
They're just trying they're trying to Avengers that. Like they got that Disney mindset at that point. And who else has got the Infinity Gauntlet to face all those people? Like nobody. Like, come on.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Nah.
Lawsuit, never heard of it. H.
Yeah. Or didn't read it.
Yeah. Is John Cena working War Games? I don't know. I think he might. He's on the flyer.
Yeah, but just because he might have a match.
Speaking of flyers, let's run through this. We're going to switch it up from WWE. We got live happening on Triller TV, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling this weekend coming up. You got Resurrection. I like the name of this. It reminds me of like an EFED type of name.
Yeah.
we're going to have a whole card, title matches from other places, and I've got the scoops for you guys. We're going to get PCO taking on Dan Maff with Jimmy Jacobs as his manager in a House of Pain match. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win. Battle PCO, that's a sin. All right. No more House of Pain match.
Especially in Montreal.
Exactly. It's going down in Quebec, man. PCO is going to be fantastic here with this. Like, I don't know. Dan Maff's a legend too, if you don't know, from like back in the old Ring of Honor days. So this one will be fun. Shotzi Blackheart's also going to be on the show. I don't know if the injury thing's an angle. If it is, we'll see.
I'm unfamiliar. Did she get hurt recently?
Yeah, but some people think it's a storyline with Cardona.
Oh, okay.
For them to have a match. So I don't know what they're doing with that yet. Stu Grace is going to be taking. Yeah, Stu Grace is taking on Sheldon Jean. That should be a fantastic match. Sheldon Jean's really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see him picked up by TNA, WWE, or AEW in the future. Keep your eyes on Sheldon Green. And Stu Grace, an underrated talent. Definitely deserves more. The Good Brothers will be on this card, but what are they doing? Taking on the War Dogs, baby. Finley and Maloney. Rilla.
So I'll ask you this question because I'll admit I faded a little bit on New Japan, but have they completely dissolved the Bullet Club name?
Basically, kind of.
Because I knew it was Bullet Club War Dogs there for a while, but there was a sect of them that wasn't Bullet Club, and so
I don't know.
They just kind of dissolved it.
Thank you, Clown. Thank you for letting me know that. Quills, I will try to do my Triple H impressions when called for. I'm sure he'll say something soon. Can't wait to see you guys check out the Unreal show where I blame The Rock for everything, but Rock has a script that we have to follow as well. I don't know what they're going to do with that. It's going to get crazy. We have a PWA Champions Grail match. Rohan Raja is going to take on Hammerstone. Why is Hammerstone not signed? I don't know. Is he holding out for money or what?
I have no idea. I would have thought 10 years ago this guy would have been. I don't get it.
Quills, I haven't seen him associate with Kenny King in a little bit. I don't know if that's just a booking choice or what. House of Torture, yeah, they're no longer really Bullet Club. Like I said, to me, it's House of Torture, War Dogs.
We can let the House of Torture thing just go.
Yeah, no, House of Torture is torture.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Sonata and Evil when they were a tag team. What have they done to my boys? Like, what have we done?
Yeah, what a big change when we were like, oh, these two, they're great. I love them. LIJ forever. And then you're just like, no.
What happened to the days of just not liking Yoshihashi? Those were good days.
I mean, I'm still on that train, but like...
Yeah. I mean, Goto had him sitting out there, hold my coat. It's time to fight.
Have we ever had justification for Yoshihashi?
No, it's just Yoshihashi.
He's just Yoshihashi.
Nope. We're like, nope, not buying this.
Yep.
NWA has a match on here. Tom Latimer taking on Matt Cardona for the NWA Championship. NWA's got a new TV deal on Roku. I don't know what they're going to try to do here, but yeah.
I mean, I say this because if I had the shirt, I would wear it. That I'm a Matt Cardona guy, so I'd give him
Z True Long Island Story. I think Shotzi's doing a remix of that too, like indie. I forgot, like Shotzi Blackheart True something story. I forgot. You got to look it up.
Okay,
that's why
I'll
people are
check
like,
that out.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna have some match with a tank. Quills asked what happened with Hammerstone and TNA. Did that fall through? Yes.
I was gonna say, I thought that was like a short-term deal.
Someone said, Scott D'Amore cooking good soul food with the scraps. Soul food was scraps, my brother. But I don't want to get into a history lesson on here right now. But yes. And Giselle Shaw was supposed to take on Shotzi Blackheart. I don't know if that's on, off. Like I said, Stay tuned. But Giselle Shaw will defend the MLP Women's Championship. And so will the world champion. It'll be Josh Alexander taking on Ace Austin. 2 Scott D'Amore guys. This is going to cook.
Somebody better sign this man. Sign Ace Austin.
Yeah.
Like,
him and Chris.
What are you doing by not? What are you doing by not?
BJ, How many years have you heard me yell at people about, dog, can you please just sign Chris Bay and Ace Austin or TNA? Can you put world titles on them?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with this. They're a tag team. I love them as a tag team. They're great. They're even better singles wrestlers. And I think we wasted so much time. But that's TNA for you. And speaking of TNA, check out Maple Leaf Pro Triller, July 5th. Check it out. Slammiversary. Dog, what do we do? Joe Hendry and Trick Williams. Dog, where is Mike Santana? Why do you wait so long on this stuff? Santana better be added.
This is Slammiversary.
Where they break my heart every year. Like, I feel like they always do something where I'm like, why? Why can't you just give me the match?
Yeah. And you're in New York.
Mike Santana.
That's what I'm saying. Should have been.
Yes.
Should have been.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a little criticize the other side thing here. We got First Class taking on the Hardys versus the Nemeths versus the Rascals in a ladder match. I saw someone say, like, yeah, the only time Jeff Hardy should never been in ladder matches in AEW. Do you say it here? Do you say it here? I won't get on Jeff too bad right now. I know he was just in my area doing pictures and stuff for people, but
yeah,
come on, man. I think you changed the belts here.
In Pittsburgh, just right up.
Yeah, and I think you personally, if you ask me who I want to see win this, I'm going to say First Class. I've seen the Rascals with the tag titles. I know they're good.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
AJ should be one of the leaders for TNA. I think he gets good heat, and I think people give him a lot of crud that he doesn't deserve.
Yeah.
And as we're wrapping up here, we got to talk about Tanahashi Jam. BJ, did you see this match? No, you didn't, because it wasn't on TV.
That's right.
Or it wasn't where we could see it in the States. It wasn't on New Japan World. It was only on television in Japan. So they did a championship change. There were a bunch of like first times since like 2001, first time since 2004 with this, like title change that wasn't aired on TV on New Japan World, things like that. Zack Sabre Jr. is back to being the IWGP champion again. It sounds like Goto's hurt. Maybe that's why they had to make this move. It sounds like an elbow or shoulder injury or something.
Well, I don't want anybody to be hurt by any means, but that would make more sense than what I was fearful that it was. Because
are you on the board of TK book this?
I wasn't gonna say that he booked it, but Forbidden Door is just around the corner in the UK.
Yeah, and maybe this is just a short term to sell some tickets to the UK show, but
yeah,
I don't know here. Goto was doing great though as the I thought Goto was going to Wrestle Kingdom with the title, honestly. But
I'm sad that he's not.
There's still time though. Maybe this is the match. The rematch is at Wrestle Kingdom. Like you just let these guys go in and do it.
Yeah.
Oh, also first time that the match was just stopped. Zack Sabre Jr. won via stoppage. So he said Goto got miles on that booty. Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I DM'd you the updated. Hold on here. Live breaking news from our reporter, Matt. Maple Leaf Pro has added a 6-man scramble. Jonathan Gresham, Psycho Mike, TJP, Matthew Allen, Richard Clark, lose one of the names, kid. Bhupinder and Mike Bailey. Okay. Hey. They got Mike stuff Bailey happening. That match. That's right. Okay. And apparently Santino must have heard me because I just saw TNA have announced on Twitter that he is added to the match.
Good. He'll let him win it. Let's redeem that Slammiversary breaking your heart.
Please. Thank you. Thank you, Santino and TNA Creative. Yeah, we're going towards Forbidden Door. Dynamite 300 this Wednesday. Me and Derek will have you covered after the show. We'll be talking about it. Who's getting the 4-way spot for the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet? Mercedes Moné taking on Mina Shirakawa. Kota Ibushi versus Kazuchika Okada. Stop playing with me.
Tony Khan is a madman. Tony Khan is a madman. With 1 week build. 1 week build. Kota Ibushi versus Okada.
Listen, man. If it's half as good as what they used to be, it's over.
The only thing that you could ever top with a Kota Ibushi like match, like hyping it up, is a Naito one with him. And we don't need that. We don't need that. And I say that as a fan of both of them. for
And I
their
can't see any more German suplexes on the
Yes,
aprons in
for
Ring
their
of Honor.
necks and for my own like squeamishness. I never want to see that again. But those matches were moments in time, every single one of them.
Beach, man, it's been real. It's been fun. I've enjoyed this, man. We're going to let you guys get on out of here. I know we came on at a different hour. We should be back next week, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time over here. Me and Derek Wednesday, 10:15. We'll have the all-in on the super station, the mothership, if you will. We'll be right here, Everything Pro Wrestling. That's not for you, Daddy. That's for Luga. That's for Stinger. That's not for you, Steve. Got to look up Steve Austin and ECW to get that reference in that promo. But yeah, we'll have fun. BJ, I thank you for coming on here, brother. If you got something to plug, feel free, or tell people where they can follow you. Give them something here.
Right now, you can follow me at Everyone Loves a BJ on all platforms. Hey, can't help it if it's true. I got some stuff in the works. It's been taking some time, but life has thrown some weird curveballs, but in good ways. Things will always find a way if you're determined to make them find a way. I'll leave you with that little bit of wisdom. I thank you for having me on. Can't wait for Sean to be back next week so I could join y'all still in the chat and get the flow back of how it's been. But yeah, anytime you need, I'm here.
And we've talked about doing a special with you coming up one of these weeks, maybe like on a Thursday or something. We can just get together and I don't know, we'll throw out a crazy idea and just discuss it or something.
Absolutely. I'm at this point now. I don't even think it's the Super Junior that we talked earlier. I think right now I'm the good hand.
The good hand. Okay.
Yeah. So
we'll throw it in there. Maybe we'll all get into a chat and figure out something to work together, man.
Right.
I thank you guys. I'm going to try and do Sean's lines as best I can. Be good, stay safe, and always remember, folks, evil never prevails. Got to say that for my tag team partner, Sean Hubbard, who I'm hoping has a safe trip and safe landing. For myself, my guy BJ, we are out for this episode of Clash, and we will see you guys all on the next one. Peace.